Hi everyone, my name is Rohit and I'm from careersprints.com, and we like to produce videos that help you with your professional development and continuous learning. Now in this video, I want to talk about how project schedule management is handled in an agile environment as opposed to a predictive environment. Now one of the first things that matter to any business is to get returns as early as possible in their projects. And there is good reason for companies to expect an early return. For example, they may want to stay ahead of their competitors, or they may spot an opportunity that they might want to encash as early as possible. So agile processes have been helpful for several companies to capture value early in their projects. But first, let's look at some agile principles that can give us a sense of how value is captured earlier in a project schedule in the world of agile. For example, if you look at the first principle that is listed here, which says our highest priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable software. You will realize that from a time perspective, Agile prefers to deliver a working solution to the customer as early as possible. Due to this, customers are frequently getting a working increment of the product as opposed to a big bang release approach that is normally followed in predictive. This means that value is being delivered often and timely to the customer in an agile environment. Now let's look at the second principle on welcoming changing requirements. Because agile teams do not work with a strict scope and are constantly prioritizing and reprioritizing scope elements based on feedback from customers, they are able to deliver more valuable items to the customers earlier in the project. And since customers get more value early, they feel that they are getting higher returns early in the project as well. Now, to be able to really appreciate the advantages that Agile brings to project schedules, we need to see the differences between schedule management in predictive projects versus Agile projects. For example, under predictive, the scope is fixed at the start of the project, and it is the scope that drives the creation of the schedule. Whereas in Agile, the scope is not fixed and is allowed to emerge as the project goes along. However, the delivery date or timelines can be fixed, and development teams can create requirements that fit within the timelines determined for the project. Next, under predictive, teams work in one phase at one time, such as requirements gathering, design, development, testing, and deployment. For instance, the team may spend the first few weeks only doing requirement gathering, and when that phase is over, they would then move to design in a predictive world. Whereas in Agile, teams work towards building an entire feature set that could involve its design, development, testing, and release. Now, since the aim at the end of an Agile sprint is to release, Agile teams normally pick high value, high priority features to release first to their customers. Next, teams under predictive do not start product development until later in the project, after requirement gathering and design phases are complete. Whereas in Scrum, which is an Agile framework, teams produce working software right from sprint 1. Next, in predictive, the time is kept variable. This means that stages could have different lengths, whereas in the world of Agile, we have stable time box sprints within which teams have to work and deliver value. This is something that enables predictability in the world of Agile. Finally, in predictive, project managers try to predict schedules at the project start. This is done at a time when they know little about the product or the end result of the project. In Agile, short iterations are used to undertake work, review the results, and adapt the work as we go along. Customer feedback is then captured at the end of the iterations, and schedule adjustments could be made as more is learned about the product from the customer. This is an example of a continuous planning approach. Now, in larger organizations, bigger projects could be carried out using a mix of predictive and agile techniques, which are also called hybrid project management techniques. In such cases, the elements where there is greater certainty, predictive scheduling processes might be used, whereas agile scheduling could be used where there is greater uncertainty. At the end, in summary, a big benefit of Agile time management techniques is that Agile project teams can deliver products much earlier than traditional project teams. So there you go. I've just explained how schedule management differs between Agile and predictive techniques. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below and I will respond to you. Now, quickly before you leave, I wanted to talk about the free PMP virtual class that we conduct a couple of times in a month. Now, in this free class, we cover a lot of useful information about the PMP, such as the changes that have been made to the PMP exam in 2021, or the books and resources that you can leverage for the PMP certification exam preparation. We also talk about any pitfalls that you can avoid while preparing for the exam and all the necessary steps that you need to take to gain your certification successfully. Additionally, we also teach at least one chapter from the PM book totally free of cost. You can register for this free virtual class using the link given in the description of this video. Next, I also wanted to talk about this Udemy course that we've created on the Agile Practice Guide. Now, the Agile Practice Guide has become the main reference book for the PMP exam, and greater than 50% of the exam is now Agile. So understanding the Agile Practice Guide is extremely critical for your exam prep strategy. Now, this is the only course that is there on Udemy on the Agile Practice Guide, and it has razor sharp focus on exactly what you need to know for the PMP exam. Now, go and check out the coupon code below and get this course at a discount. Finally, I'd like to make an important announcement. We are going to have an in-class workshop that talks about the PMP exam psychology. In this class, we'll help you develop the mental muscle to tackle tricky and difficult PMP questions just like a pro. This workshop will be for 10 to 12 hours and we'll help you develop the right mindset to crack the PMP exam in your first attempt. And the cost of this class is going to be extremely reasonable. So you can send us an email at info@careersprints.com if you're interested in registering for this class, and we'll send you the details for it. Now, thanks for watching the video. Watch out for this space for new videos and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more useful content. All the best.